All right, 3 minutes till 8. Good morning. Our live will start at 8. Well, actually, it's starting now, all right? But I'm just checking this. How's this look? You see the holes there? You can see them pretty good. All right, I'm over here. Like, if I get a fish on, I've got a chance to move that, but I'll try, all right? Got 5 people here already. Morning, boys, girls, people. I've had this camera set up many different ways, and this is the latest great idea I had. And if that camera's weaving a little bit, I got it on one of the poles in my clam portable here, and it's a little breezy, not too bad. So every morning I get out here and drop down and get a fish right away. Here comes another. And today, nothing. I've been, it's 7:59. I was fishing at 7:35, monkeying with a lot of other stuff, but here comes a good fish, baby. Come on up. There's 2 of them. It's coming up on this one. Come on, buddy. He's hanging on there, but I don't know this kind of fish I can get. Yeah, good, I got him. Nice way to start it off here, huh? It's 8 o'clock yet? No, it's still 7:59. So I caught a fish about 10 minutes ago, and it was a burbot. First one I caught. It wasn't a big burbot. Well, this is a nice enough walleye here. Look at this guy. Good morning. NCOR Live. Hi everybody, I'm Kurt Quinnell with a 13.5-inch walleye here. All right. It's a good one. And off he goes. So at 7:30 when I dropped down, yesterday I caught a fish, and the day before that I caught a fish. 2 days ago it was a 19-incher, and yesterday it was a 16-inch sauger. Today, nothing. But then my bait to stall. I'll show you what I'm using, all right? The blinking light lures. Well, I get a lot of people say, what are those blinking light lures called? They're just blinking light lures. One guy's making them, he calls it, what are they, dirty bombs? Which I think is kind of harsh. That middle's still on there. Red or pink tungsten jig. On this one, I've got a tungsten jig on the other one. I had my little treble hook beneath the other blinking light, but I put it in the water and it didn't blink. So I touched it with my fingers and it would work, but it just wouldn't work in the water. I don't know what the heck. But I'll change. Here comes another one. I'm going to wish I gave you guys a shot of this. The Mega Live, which I could. Oh, I've got a lot of here. Hey, Johnny Candle, good morning. Aaron, Bruce, Dan, from the cities. Gee, which cities? Taking a boat out of storage today and going crappie fishing. Well, the Lake Woods County is opening up the one of the landings. I think the one at Birchdale today. It was open near the shore. They're just going to bust that all out and make it ready for boat traffic. So after today or even this afternoon, that'll be going. Well, I think we'll be able to talk about a lot of stuff here today. I will try to watch the screen and follow along with the questions while I'm watching debates and doing everything else. But welcome. I like these Facebook Lives. I'm lucky enough I live right across the road from Long Point Resort. I'm 1 minute from the boat landing in the summertime and lake access in the wintertime. It's great. I fish most every day. Hey, Brother Steve, Kyle, good morning. Bill Frazier. Hey, Bill, I'm glad you're here. You know those little billy rub infested with the scent in them, the little tiny little twister tail deals? They're real short and little. I like those. I've got some in here. I use them to hold my minnows on, and I've only got a couple left. So if I see them in the stores, and if you see them in the stores, I would imagine, especially if you're a crappie fisherman, that would be a heck of a deal. Because crappies or gills would love something like that. But I use it for to hold my minnow on the hook. And I'm using one of those hooks, so maybe I'll have the time to explain that. It's in here, but I never find it there. Here they are, right here. The little tiny things in there, maybe you can't even see them. Try to get it to focus. But they kind of look like those little deals that that are full of in the fish's stomach in the summertime. But they're impregnated. There it is. I'm still not getting that right, am I? With the billy rub scent. So I use a little piece of gulp to hold it on there sometimes, but I thought I'd try that, and that worked very good for that. So I appreciate it, Bill. Dan Charles, coming up at the end of the month. Well, bring your boat. Did I show you one, Billy? I'm sure I did. So I've caught a burbot, which was about, well, you can't see it, can you? This line wasn't big enough to keep. But on the way up, I thought, hey, this is a pretty nice fish. I might switch this over for you anyway. The tickler. I should look and see if it's got, sounds like the right name, yeah. Sure, it says tickler right on there, doesn't it? No, it does not. Not for human consumption. So I'm glad that was put it on there. I had to put one on a cracker one time just to see how it's. Yeah, Joe Danner, I just said the county's opening up. I'm sure it's Birchdale today. All right. So by this afternoon, you'll get some access. Come on up, buddy. All right, now I'll show you how if my little piece of gulp is no. Here's what I use. The little jig, and I put that piece of gulp. I got to take that off now, put the minnow on, then put that gulp back on. But I use that little tickler as a way to do that too. These little tungsten jigs, I really like them. And they don't have much of a barb on them, which is a real good thing. I like that. So I got to take the piece of gulp off, all right? Hook up my minnow. If you didn't put that gulp on, or the tickler, or something on that hook, that minnow would swim right off. But the gulp or tickler holds the bait on there really good, and off you go. Whoop. Come on. I wasn't even paying attention to the other line. I just saw it starting to bob up and down. So I'll check that bait after we get done. I should be there instead of working. That's right, Rob. I'll tell you what. People say, gee, it'd be great to live up at the lake. Well, you can absolutely live here in Lake of the Woods or Roseau County. The employment is great. There's good jobs, good money. Here it is again. Come on, buddy. See, when they just hang on, I might not have any bait left at all. So it's 8:07. Anyway, you can come here and you can work at a very good job and be right here at the lake. All right. They could use a skilled labor force. So if you've got some skills, they've got great manufacturing here. They've got great hospitals here. There's also, you could do it. I know it's a lot more fun to live where there's a lot of crime. But I did that. My brother Steve did that. I think he's enjoying himself in his work and his life more than he ever has. Me too. But it is kind of a big step to take. So, 75 people out there now. Well, we're into it. If you have any questions about anything, ask away. I'll keep my eyes on the screen. I don't think I've got a bait on this one anymore. Nope, bait's gone. So I've got 2 tungsten jigs on. I should have a treble hook or a jigging spoon or something on one of these lines, but like I said, I had it that way, and then my blinking light deal didn't work. Been using the blinking light things for a long time, well, several weeks now, 3 weeks probably anyway, or 4. And they've worked good, but there's one drawback against them, is some of them blink forever. Some blink for a day, and you've got no way of knowing which way. Jeremy, good morning to you. I thought maybe doing this at 8 o'clock would be a time when people were at work. But it stays on here. If you can't watch it all now, it'll be around for a while. I'll take it and put it on YouTube this afternoon. But I get out here at first light, and I'll stay until 10:30. Boy, yesterday was beautiful. It was supposed to be 60 degrees yesterday. It got to, I think 50 or 51. It topped off, but it stayed there. Now, the next several days, and this is kind of important, the next several days will be warm. 40s, 50s, easy. And overnight's just barely back into freezing. Hey, Terry Rude, good morning to you, pal. Brian's out here southeast of me. Oh. Ooh, he's got an Acme Hyperglide. I'll tell you what, people say they use that stuff, and I've used it, and I used that rattle bait for a while, and I was surprised that worked really good. I just haven't gone back to it yet this winter. So, good for you, Brian. How far southeast of me are you? Can I see you out my window? And Dennis, good morning to you. You kind of get going off on different tangents here, and then I don't want to just leave off on a subject, but it escaped me where we were. 96 people. Oh, yeah. Good, healthy class of sauger out there. They're thick and they're healthy. You bet they are. Hey, Richard. Dana, good morning. That's been the savior of the winter. You always catch, let me tell you, if you come Fish Lake of the Woods, you're going to catch some little fish. I don't care. If you complain about it, stay home. Because that's Lake of the Woods is all natural reproduction. It's not stocked. Hey, West Sands Mark. Oh, okay. Brian's well southeast of me. And this year, lots of 14-inch, well, tons of 13-inch. Boom, boom, boom. Fish catch 13. Another one, 13. Another one, 13. But then there's some 14s and there's 15s, and it's been great. Hey, Kyle Scott Blasco. Yeah, Dinger lives out here somewhere. Good morning. So, I've caught 5 19-inch walleyes this winter. Maybe more, but 5 at least. I had 2 one morning. I had one a couple, no, it's been more than 5, but a lot of those, and several 18s. But most of what you're going to get is that 13th. And I had a 21-incher yesterday. It was really nice. Danny Brewstead. No ice around Minneapolis anymore yet. Jason Engen. Hey, Crunch Jigs, good morning. My pal Brad Wistrom. I saw Brad was sitting outside over by Wigwam. It was in Portable yesterday, but he was out yesterday. But these little saugers, I'm saying, they really fill the gap. You know, heck, you're catching fish pretty much all day. Mitchell, good morning. Good morning. Come on, man. I've got 2 fish down there. Neither one of them is very big, but they're right on my jigs. He's coming up. Now there's another one hanging on. I'm not going to get him. Oh, I did. See, I fooled it. I said, well, I'll never catch that one. Let's see what we got here. Speaking of the devil, I don't think this one's 13. I think this one's 10. But now this fish is in pretty nice shape. He hasn't coughed up his bladder. 12-inch sauger. There we go. Keep going, buddy. Off he goes. Boy, this minnow's still good. I'm going to put a new one on just... Yeah. I got a lot of minnows today. I've been fishing by myself just about all winter. With ice conditions the way they were, and ice thickness the way it was, I never took my track machine out to past the shoreline once all winter. So I'm just in my Ranger. And I did get a buddy to pull my blue house out for a couple of weeks, but I couldn't move it around. So I pulled that in, fished out of my silver house for a while, and then during that last warm stretch, I said, well, I'm just going to pull it in now. I'm not going to wait out here and be in any trouble. I can fish with the portable, and I've been doing that for, heck, a week or maybe 2 now, and I like this portable. If I was moving around setting up in a different spot, I know I'd use it more, but... So there's a lot of little fish. We're going to... Most acceptable lakes. Yeah, most of the lakes are opening up all over but here. Well, we're still 22 inches ice here. We've had added 4 or 5 inches of ice in the last 2 weeks. That happens in March for some reason. Hey, Matt. Ooh, he's on the ice on Lake Sakakawea watching a live stream from Lake of the Woods. 17 to 20 inches of ice there, and they're 3 away from the limit already. Wow. Well, I'm only 6 away from the limit. Dennis, good morning. This has been very good. Once I got out into the deep water, it was a lot better. When we started in 19, 20 feet of water, that's all we could get to. And fish bit there for a few days, and then they petered out, and then the ice was a little thicker. So we go out, we got to 25 feet. Well, then the ice didn't get any thicker. And then one day we were sitting there just ready to move out. My buddy Mark moved his fish house out, and I was just fishing in mine, and I heard a big boom and a rumble, and a crack opened up between where his house was and where my house was. So he's, there we go, come on. Going after this one? So suddenly, I'm cut off. We can't get across that crack because I didn't have a snowmobile. With a snowmobile, you could. So Mark's across the crack, and he's going out of the snowmobile every day, and he's doing good. He's in 30 feet of water. So I stayed on the other side of the crack and struggled for a while. And then one day we got his bridge planks out so we could drive across. There's a fish right on me here. So we could drive across. Then I got out, and life has been glorious since then. I'm a mile away from that west now than I was before, but I'm still out deep. I'm in 35 feet of water here. And I've got a fish chasing me around down there, distracting me. Ooh, here's one. Hey, Chad. Why are we catching so many jumbo perch this year? I am not. Oh. So here is our 13-inch sauger. And his eyes are bugging out a little bit. Actually, quite a bit. So this is what I've been doing here lately. Because we're deep, and I don't fish for a long time every day, but when this happens, they talk about, see, his eyes are bugging out pretty good. He's not coughing up his bladder, and I don't see how those eyes can go back in where they are, but I've been putting these in the bucket lately. Let me find my scissors. There we go. It's a small fish. I don't keep those small fish, but just what I think we keep them out and let them die under the ice, all right? I haven't caught any jumbo perch this year. I know that over by Swift Ditch, good guys are guiding over there, and they caught a ton of perch of all sizes. And they caught, I'd say, mostly perch. Why? Well, the water's shallow over there for one thing, but there's a... he's coming up. Come on, buddy. There we go. This looked like a little better fish, but I can see now that it's probably not. 8:18. Good morning and welcome. Hope I'm not missing anything. Teresa, hey, Zach. Ooh. Well, you know, I hadn't caught any burbot this year. And now, today I've caught 2 already. And look at this. Yeah, I'm touching it. I'm such a he-man. This one is not very big. Catch a nice big one, I'll keep them. But these guys are tough. Get going, buddy. Oh, I know. I can't get on kidding. I got my fish trap. There we go. Get going. Now, my bait is still here, but my little piece of gulp is gone. So I got to replace that. But first, let me get that schmeg off my hands. All right, here we go. Well, I just have my billy rub right here. Okay. Do I have no baits down? I got no baits down there at all. I better get this one down. Because there's fish around. Yeah, this morning was about as slow a day as I've had. Hey, D. Allen, Mike, Kelly, Luke, Chad. The ice is good, all right? The ice is good. All the major accesses, well, I shouldn't say all of them, but they closed. Houses are being pulled off everywhere. It's funny how fast they do that. But here at Long Point, the ice is real good. They've got people out fishing today, and they're driving out in trucks. Pete from Arizona, Havasu. Wow. That ice fishing sucks there, huh? Oh no, I got a minnow. I need this. Here we go. Okay, Bill, here's my complaint. It's hard to get these little buggers out of the bag. I'm getting better at it though. Okay, now the minnow came off. So, I'll put this down on my pants right there and hope it's still there in a second. There we go. The way I do this, there's fish all over the place down there. I just hook these minnows far back into the tail. I'm sure I've said this before, you're going to hook them anywhere you want. Now I put this thing lose focus. See, I've got that little, we call it tingler, right there, holding that minnow on the hook. Okay. Oop. Hey, Gary Bennett, Andy, Mark. Okay, yeah, Mark County's out here in a Suburban, all right. Gary Bennett's in Gulf Breeze, Florida. Brianna, good morning to you. Well, so far I'm catching more fish than I usually catch during a live. 104 people out there now. ice fishing this year has been great. And I'm not a marine biologist, and I haven't got access to all the numbers, but I would think maybe the reason is I know that there was a lot less people fishing this year, a lot less wheelhouses. And I'm not blaming wheelhouses for anything. I'm just saying, with so many fewer people fishing, and maybe they just missed a great year of fishing by not being able to come up. But it was good. I've caught and kept and cleaned twice as many fish since January 1st as I did last year in the same time frame. Twice as many. And you catch a lot more than what you keep and clean. So these fish, you watch that minnow, that line coming up on your minnow, and then you feel that thunk. Then you pretty much got it. But you don't feel the thunk sometime, and your rod tip is bending over. So you got to figure, well, he's there, and they're not. They're just, I don't know what they're doing, but they should be on there, and they're not. Okay, here we go. Line's back down again. Hey, John Storeen, Chris, John. Thanks, John. I probably should do this more. We're a half hour in, and it seems like it's 5 minutes. I always figure, what the heck am I going to talk about for an hour that people are going to be interested in listening to? Well, the good thing about this is you ask me a question. Anything you want to talk about, we'll talk about. And if I know something about it, I'll tell you. But if I don't know something about it, I'll tell you I don't know. Hey, Travis. Oh, Nancy Brower is coming up from southern Wisconsin next week. Yeah, bring the Ranger. Now, it's going to be warm this week, and it cools off, but it doesn't cool off a lot, but it cools off into freezing overnight again. I think this Nancy says they're going to be out at War Road. Hey, Travis. If you're coming in to do pike fishing over by War Road, which is maybe what you're doing if you're coming there to fish it, I got a nice fish coming in off the bottom for me now. The ice is going to be, I think, good for a while. Not for trucks. If you've got a Ranger, if you've got a snowmobile, if you've got an ATV, I think it's probably going to be all right. The access points will get worse, but I don't fish that late into the season. Usually, in fact, we're getting towards middle of March now, and I'm just about done by then. The action being hotter in the south end due to less noise, but the size of the fish was way up this year. Like I said, the saugers are nice. We're getting some nice saugers this year. So there's maybe a good year class coming through, but they're 13 inches and 14 inches this year. Heck, they'll be bigger next year. And last year they were 10 inches. Remember those? Hey, David, Steve, Amy Nelson, Tom Weaver, Tyler Hoven. How much snow is on the ice up there? Hardly any. But that said, that there's more than I thought there was. We must have got a little snow here a few days ago, and there's a crystallized white snow on top of the ice, just about everywhere. You don't sink in with the tires on the Ranger at all, but I got to think you could run a snowmobile on that. If you're running a snowmobile on ice and you don't have scratchers on it, well, you're just asking for trouble. So make sure you have scratchers. I think it'd be all right, but I'm not running a snowmobile out here, so it wouldn't bother me at all. Hang on here a sec. This is peak time for a couple of things. First of all, northerns. Man, if you want to fish northerns, right now is the time to come to Lake of the Woods and catch northerns, all right? The 21st, says John. Well, good luck. Alan Kitchler on the Rainy River. They are opening up Birchdale. God, I think it was Birchdale. They're opening up one of them today, and I think it's Birchdale. Today. So, yes. Eric, fishing. Well, this morning has been a little so-so, but I've been concentrating on other things. I'll back it up and say I usually catch one right away when I drop the line down. Boom. I didn't do that today. Northern lights are up here. Here's the thing. I used to... is the screen just wiggling all the time? I don't know what I can do to stop that. I could have to regroup everything, so I hope that it's holding still. Someone tell me if it's driving you crazy. Brian Garceau. He's working today too, hey Brian? And fishing is good. I hope that's right. Oh, oh, I see. The guy said, oh, there's a northern bite up there, and I thought it said northern lights. That's what I was going to tell you about. I haven't seen the northern lights for a long time, because I don't stay up that late. The northern bite is, that's what I was talking about when you asked the question. So that's why I got screwed up here. Great. If you know how to fish northerns on Lake of the Woods, this is game on. Big ones. You know, Lake of the Woods has tons and tons of 40-inch pike. All right? Lots of them. And fishing around War Road, that one person said they were going to go to War Road fishing. How is the ice going to be? It's going to be perfect for that. In close. Zipple Bay is world-class pike fishing over there. They get into 4 Mile Bay and Pine Island area. That's great northern fishing. Hey, Don. Good morning to you. And yes, Brian Garceau, it's time to get the boat ready. I put my boat away, ready. Got the oil changed, everything. All I gotta do is throw the batteries back in, and it's ready to go. But I'm not going to run up river and do the Rainy River thing. I stay out of the way so that you all can go do it. Eric Larson says, what is the best color? I like pink, and I like chartreuse, and I like white, and pretty much anything that glows is pretty good. And I think I've said this before too, I don't know that color is as big a deal as people make it out to be. If you've got fish around and they're active, you're going to catch them on anything. And Lake of the Woods fish are usually pretty active if they're around. So the color that you like is the color that you're going to use. What bait you're going to use is also the kind of bait you want to use. Guys out there, what was he running? Some kind of a flyer rig, and he said he was doing really good. Well, if I use a bait that's got a lot of action to it, I think the fish usually clear out. But, I mean, that's just me. So many people use them. Yes, Eric, I'm at Long Point. And this is where I fish all winter. I'm probably not going to go. I went over to, shoot, had one of those hang-arounds there. Who took my minnow? Yeah, I fish Long Point all the time. The other day, it slowed down, so I took out my rattle bait and I put it down for a while, and that didn't instantly drive fish crazy. And so I took it off and went back to my lines that just hang there mostly. Hope I haven't missed any questions out there. I am interested to see what this summer is going to be like, because to have a bite hang on here good so far through the year, in fact, the further into the year we've got, the better the fishing has got. Mostly because I think we got deep finally. Coming up, buddy. But that's just the way it seems. What are you going to do? These fish that come shooting in from the side, they're a lot of fun. Michael, fantastic opener last year on the lake. Going a week later. Love Lake of the Woods. There's a lot to love here. That fish is gone now. See, I took my eyes off it. It's a great great place to come. Well, every lake can be good in May and June. All right, it's game on pretty much anywhere in May and June, and it is here too. It's epic. But what happens in July and August is the real magic of what Lake of the Woods has, where the rest of the state gets into its dog days, and terrible fishing. No, Lake of the Woods can keep going. The tactics change a little bit, the locations will change a little bit, but the fishing's good. Shallow water bites started yet or still deep? I wouldn't know about shallow water bite. I think a guy was on Facebook and he said they did really good in 21 feet of water. Now I thought he said he is over Pine Island, but I know over at the War Road side, Swift Ditch, they fish shallower because the water's shallower over there. There's not 35 feet of water anywhere there, so anywhere you're fishing is shallower. So and there's plenty of fish over there, so they will go. But as soon as I can get deep, I'm deep. And if you're fishing off the point of Twin Islands, for example, that's 24 feet. Fish 24 feet of water, maybe 18 feet. So that's a little different over there. So it's not 100% out deep. But out in the mud, once you get out past 30 feet, the bottom turns soft, and fish just love to stay there most of the year. In May and June, you can get them anywhere because the fish are in taking advantage of hatches of bugs or minnows or something in the shallow water. So they are everywhere. Then as the summertime comes along, fewer and fewer fish are in that shallow, but there's still fish there. If you're going to fish them, you can get them. But boy, get out that deep mud, you just drive around and you wait until you see fish on your depth finder. And 8 years ago, I started, when we first saw those, well, let's fish here. So just anywhere. There's no structure, there's no anything around. You just stop, hit the spot lock on your motor, and jig right over the side of the boat. You fill up the boat with fish. It's great. Got like 3 fish on here. I think, well, I'm going to switch this. Now, if I drop the phone down the hole, I guess that'll be the end of the Facebook Live. But I'm going to try to do this here. Hang on. Come on, buddy. Let go. Hate to be doing this while we're talking, but it'll be worth it if it pays off. Now I'm giving you another thing to look at here. Okay, there is the Mega Live and my fishing holes. And I can still see that. Frank, how much ice are you on? And good luck. I'm on 22 inches of ice right here. Hoop, hoop. The ice has been better. Shoot. Almost got one right away. That'd have been fun. Well, I'm losing minnows right along. The ice is better, conditions are better than they've been all year right now, but I'm going to kind of talk out of my hind end here, but heck, 3 weeks ago, one of the guys who runs the one of the roads over Pine Island said we were 3 days away from shutting it all down, and then it cooled off again for 1 day, and then everything was fine again. So as long as it stays cool, things are going to be good. And now this week it's going to be warm as heck every day. All right. So that's why, and it's close enough to the end of the season. Over Pine Island, they shut everything down. They're pulling the houses in there. You can still go out with ATVs and portables, I'm sure, but no more trucks, no more nothing. Just because of the fact that they're not replacing the ice that gets used up when there's a lot of traffic on it. So, but here at Long Point again today, their houses are still out. Trucks are running. And life seems to be like normal. So Long Point gets a little later start. You know, it's a week or 10 days after Pine Island gets going that it gets going here at... Oh, he's storming in. Come on, man. You gonna come up? Boom. Shoot. What? What a dope. Oop. That fish gonna come back? Man, oh man. I love those fish that do that. I gotta put another bait on here. 8:38. Well, we're down to 77 people. The boss must have made a pass through the office, so all the computers got shut off. The camera's right above my head, and it flops on like because I hit it with my head. That's the main reason why I didn't leave it here. I think you got a nice view of everything going on here today. And now if I get a nice fish on, it'll be cool. Yeah, with fishing this good all winter, and a year ago winter was not good. I mean, it was not good fishing. But, of course, the naysayers said, ooh, it's fished out. Well, come opening day, cripes, the fishing was great. Nice sized fish, plenty of them. Not sure what happens to them. Maybe all the pressure just makes them give up and swim around, but they didn't this year. The other side of the coin is, there's another right away. They could be all, there we go. Can I get this over here? Not losing it. Come on, really? It will go everywhere but where I wanted to point it. Okay. Here's a 13-inch sauger. That's a 12s now, and this guy's all right. Take a few seconds, he's in the hole and gone. Oh, there's the other hole. Okay, well. Jeff Berg's in Florida? Well, how you gonna... Hey, Boyd. Brandon. Thanks for watching. Hey, Bob. I didn't bring a ton of minnows out. After we get out of this, I'm going to fish for just a little while. I've kept that one little guy, is all I've kept. I can't have 6 more fish at my house anyway. We had a fish fry last night, and that opened up. I could have 4, maybe 5 today, but 4 would probably be closer. Caden? Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate it. I just love doing this fishing. I said many times I like summer fishing way better than ice fishing, but I still like ice fishing. And I like to be out here and doing these videos. Just gives me, you know, another reason to come out, which I appreciate, which I like. And it might help you if you're stuck somewhere not being able to come and fish. Maybe you can scratch the itch a little bit by watching me miss a few. Perry, what was your biggest walleye this ice season? I think, I said it'd be nice they're all 18 inches, and I haven't caught, I would think maybe 25 or 26. And that's rare because we should have had a couple of giants by now. I did have a 40-inch pike, and I bet I've had maybe only a half a dozen even slots, which is great. I don't need to catch them through the ice. It's fine. I like to catch keepers through the ice. Perry Nelson left Arneson's Friday. Fishing was great from Tuesday through Friday there. Jonathan Plesham on 22 inches of ice here. But just numbers of fish has been really, really good. Uncle Ron, hey Deluxe. Are you back home yet? You're still on the road. Well, I've got fish around there now. And another one coming. There's a nice one. He's going to come and pop it. Big. Come on, man. Here he comes. Here he comes. What? And this one? Gosh, don't go away. He's on this one now. He touched it. That's a nice fish. Bite it. Comes shooting right up. There he bit it and took off again. I'm up 4 or 5 feet off the bottom and that fish is still right there. He came shooting in from the side like those nice aggressive fish that you want. Geez, 8:44 already. We'll go an hour of this. I'll let you get back to work. Hey, Jeff. Hey, Grandpa Jimmy. Man, well, that fish is still there, but I'll just let this hang. Maybe he'll come back. Wow. Come on, man. Oh, he's on this one, that's why. Can I catch him? Nope. Nope. Jeez. Come over to the other. Oh, my minnow's still there. And my billy rub is still there. Just one off this side. Got him. Remember the giant that I said it was coming in? Because I think this is the same fish. And it is not a giant. Hang on, buddy. Hang on. Check it. 13-inch sauger. And they swim away. That minnow's still good. The joys of electronics. Yeah, can you believe it? It would have took a semi-tractor trailer load of electronic parts to do this 5 years ago. And now any schmo can do it. Why is that other line up so high? I don't know. Oh, it's going back to the bottom, that's why. I've done more of these lives and more videos this year because of the fact that I haven't been guiding. All right, and I'm not gonna winter guide anymore. I'll just come out and do this. If you haven't done it, we put in a plug for the Kurt Quinnell YouTube channel. I think I'm up to like 14 or 15 videos just since the first of the year. And if you go to the Kurt Quinnell YouTube channel, you can just Google NCOR fishing videos, and that'll get you there. I've got a whole segment on ice fishing. I've got summer and fall fishing, and must have summer and fall, not necessarily together. But they, you can follow the whole. So you can spend a binging afternoon and watch videos pretty much weekly since we started. All right. Richard Lawrenson, hey man. Working on tractors. Geez, fun, huh? He's going to the river on Thursday morning. Well, good. If I had a 16-foot boat, I might do that again. Once my boat got too big, I'm not going to mess with it there. I lost the minnow, but my little billy rub tail is still on there. So I have to take that off, put the new minnow on, and put that back on. Those minnows stay on pretty good. That minnow's gone because the fish bit it off, not because it fell off, which is great. So I hope I haven't rambled and got off topic too many times here. Because simple baiting the hook takes about 20 seconds, but that's 20 seconds off me concentrating on what I'm doing. The heater's on low. I could have run it on. I'd have shut it off. I'm hot in here now, but I've got to reach way over there to get the to the heater and put it on pilot. It's so warm that you get warm with it on low, and you're a little bit cool with it on pilot. So I just kind of toggle it back and forth, and that works great. I love my Buddy heaters. I'm not sponsored by Buddy. I've got no financial interest in that. I just like something that works, all right? And sometimes you have trouble with them, like everything else. Sometimes they won't work for whatever reason in the world. But I haven't seen anything else out there. And I know there's a lot of different ones now. But nothing's that I've seen is going to switch me away from just getting a new Buddy heater every couple of 3-4 years. Richard Lawrence, he's got a Buddy. Oh, he's got a 20-foot Alaskan. Well, I think you'll be able to do it. You'll be able to fish in the river because it's fish in here. But when I had a 16-foot boat, yeah, we were in the river a lot. Okay, why don't you go to the river anymore, Kurt? The last time I fished up at Rainy River, up in Birchdale or Frontier, wherever it was a long time ago. I was 1.5 miles away from the boat landing, in line, all right, in line to use the ramp. And it went actually pretty fast because it's a nice ramp there. It's nice and big at Frontier anyway, and it went pretty good. But the problem is, at 5 o'clock, when everyone wants to get off, everyone's getting off at the same time. The smart people probably quit at 3 and get out of there before the mess happens. But you don't want to be on any waters up here in the dark. And if you're parked a long way from the boat landing, it's going to be dark before you get off. And I can wait until the river's open all the way up to the resorts. That Wheeler's Point boat landing can handle a ton of traffic. Got 2 more fish coming. And I'm starting, just from what I'm seeing, is the fishing is good really early when the river first opens up. Oop. Oh yeah, they got people that shuttle you back and forth on golf carts. The kids make some money by doing that up at the boat landings. Because you're parked a long ways away. But few things that are worth doing are really easy, you know. Alan's trying to build fishing poles. Well, that's almost as much fun as fishing. We got 2 brothers that make fishing poles. And they must have more patience than me and more talent. We could sell the fishing poles that I'd make as kind of a gag gift for bachelor parties or something. It wouldn't be very good. 8:51. Hey, good morning. Thanks for being here, everybody. I was talking about the YouTube channel. I'm not going to go on and on about this, but if you want to see what a season of ice fishing is like on Lake of the Woods, I've got an ongoing progression through the whole season. For the last, actually, several years, you can check all that out. And then when we get to spring and summer fishing from the opener on, I'll do as regular as I can do to get you all through that. And then the important fall fishing, I do a lot of that. And that's pretty nice fishing. That's all close by. It's colder and it's windier, but you don't have to go near as far, and the fish bite pretty darn good in the fall. So you can check it out. If you're not familiar with Lake of the Woods or how you're doing or where you do it, check those videos out, all right? Now, before we get done here, I want to also talk about keep it clean. I got to think that that's been a big success this year, mostly because of the fact that there's been quite a bit less traffic. All right. But I haven't seen the pictures of the huge messes people leave after they pull their house out, whether they've been there a few days, whether they've been there for a few weeks. Remember to keep it clean when you pick up your stuff to go home. Pick it all up, and everything else that you bring out, bring back in. Anything else you make while you're out there, if you know what I mean, bring that in too. All right. Brad Hubert. Hey, Brad. Good morning. It's the biggest walleye you pulled out of Lake of the Woods. Well, last July 2nd, I caught a 32.5-inch walleye, all right? And I really never thought that I would catch one that big. I've caught 3 that were 31.25. And I see pictures people catching a 32 and a 33. And I go, no, I don't believe that. But they're here, and I caught that 32, and it was such a beautiful fish that it didn't even look that long when I took it up. When I grabbed him and took him out of the net, I realized I was holding the fish up pretty high and his tail was still on the ground. So this is a long fish. So it was 32.5. And that was back in the water less than 30 seconds after we pulled it out. I would, if I'm going to keep another one, it'll have to be a 33 or maybe a 34. And I don't see how we're going to do that. But I fished a lot here. First time I fished Lake of the Woods was 1980. And we kind of fished around for a while, but not long after that I decided, well, this is just where we're going to fish. You can fish here year-round. It's got great opportunities year-round. So instead of running down to Detroit Lakes, which is awesome, or going over to Bemidji, which is awesome, from Thief River Falls, where I lived, it's 90 miles to Detroit Lakes, 90 miles to Bemidji, and 90 miles to Warroad. And it's probably about 60 miles over to the Red River if you wanted to fish over there. So I had all these great opportunities. I was boggled in my head for a while, and I realized that got to concentrate on one thing. So I picked Lake of the Woods, and it's been great. It's big water. It gives you opportunities and challenges year-round, and you can't hardly ask for more than that. 8:55. I hope I don't think I've missed any of the good questions out there. We're down to 58 people. I'll maybe if I do another one, I'll come out in the afternoon. I don't fish in the afternoon as much. That's kind of why. Late in the day would be the time to do it. And then, well, that's going to be 5. That's supper time. No one's going to... it's not as convenient for that either. Maybe later in the morning. But heck, this has been good. The fact that I haven't had a ton of keepers. Caught some fish. And had some opportunities here too. So remember to keep it clean. When you're out here in the summertime, clean, drain, and dry. We'll talk about that when we get closer. I also want to thank the Soil and Water Conservation Districts in Pennington and Marshall and Roseau and Red Lake, Pennington, Marshall, Roseau, and the Lake of the Woods counties. Because I partner with them for this clean, drain, and dry, and keep it clean message. It's very important. I'm not the police. You can do what you want, but when you're coming off the ice, just remember, keep it clean. When you're coming off in the summertime in your boat, clean, drain, and dry. Just 100% of Great, Ashley. I'm glad to hear that. Danny and Uncle Ron. The whole issue is to bring it front of mind. Neither task is difficult. All right? Let's try this now. Neither task is difficult. It takes zero time. And it's worth it. One of those, let's all come together and just do a little bit, and the benefits are great. Hey, Randy, I appreciate that. I'm on Earth all the time. And I always tell you the truth as far as I know. So what time is it now? 8:57. So 3 more minutes left. It'd be nice to finish up with the fish. Pretty much where we started it. Fishing has been top shelf. If you're not concerned with only catching whoppers and lunkers and trophies, Lake of the Woods has been great. People come ice fishing, like to get fish in the bucket, all right? And that's been the case all year. Now, many days, if I kept 13-inch saugers, I could have been done in 10 minutes, all right? But because I don't need 6 fish every day, I don't usually keep 13-inchers, but I mean, if you want to keep a 12-incher, one that fits across the top of the bucket, that's fine. There's plenty of those in the lake. The lake can spare some of those. That's what is mostly here. And if I had 2 days or 3 days all winter to come up here and fish, you could probably convince me to keep a smaller fish. But if I catch 3 fish one day and bring home 3 fish that I kept and bring them home, fine. So if I run 14-inch saugers and 15-inch walleyes, usually you can stay out a little bit longer. 2 minutes till 9. Appreciate you all very much for being here. Alan? Oh, yeah, if you see me out on the water, this sounds weird, but take a picture of me in the boat, would you? And then email it to me. Give something to do to pass the time of the day. It's fun to get those shots on the water that I can't take from 50 or 100 yards away. I'd appreciate that. And I'll wave and smile in return. Wave and smile in return. All right, well, that's it. Thank you very much for being here again. Hope I've answered your question. There wasn't a lot of other information. And remember the YouTube channel. There you go. You've got a lot of fishing information from Lake of the Woods, if that's what you're interested in, there on the Kurt Quinnell YouTube channel. All right. So have a great day. I'm going to fish here for a while. Then I'm going to go and do some other stuff today. Thank you. See you out here soon somewhere on the ice or on the water.